What are you doing to Michael Babcock? That's a little weird.
I said, when you got up on the mic, I said, it's like you were doing a late night radio show. I was like, so balmy 72 degrees here on the coast of Coos Bay. And now we're going to get into some more easy listening here.
It's time for Love Line.
Oh, man. Did you ever see that show?
I didn't see it, but wasn't that like a radio show that was like a nationwide show?
So I think
with
it was
Adam
also,
Carolla and, or am I thinking of something else?
Nope, that's the thing I'm thinking about.
Okay.
I think it was also on the radio, but I saw it. It was on. They used to play it on MTV. I think it was MTV. It was either MTV. Yeah, it had to be MTV. And what I think they were playing, like the recording, like the, I don't know, but it was kind of like a video podcast before there was a video podcast. We just put it on TV. And I may have the channel wrong. It could have been VH1, but it was one of the two of those for sure. But yeah, Adam Carolla and
what's the other guy's name? Like, I know him and I would know his voice.
and when you hear his name, you're like, yeah, that's the guy that used to do Love Line. God, what was his name?
I'll tell you if Gemini knows. I bet you it does. Dr. Drew.
That's it.
Yep, Love Line with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Huh. Anyways, hi, Damashe.
Hey, Mike. What's going on, man? This is the show, everybody. We're starting the show. The show is going.
I don't know where we're going to start it at. Should we start it on that discussion?
I mean, I would just because it's funny.
Because it's how our shows start.
So yeah, there's a thing.
So did you redeem your $50?
I have not redeemed my $50 yet, but I'm actually in Claude settings right now because I was trying to figure out something else because I'm thinking of canceling my Claude account.
What?
Mike says in absolute shock.
Okay, we don't need audio description for audio.
Oh, it took me a minute when I was like, wait, what? So what I'm trying to look at is if I can switch my login method because this is currently tied to a Google account, which I don't necessarily have a problem with, except I have news about Claude, which is, they're probably going to get $100 out of me at least for a couple of months. But I want this to actually be expensed to Spirals because, essentially what I'm planning to do is hire a virtual assistant. I'm just going to pay it $100 a month, versus, the absolutely outrageous rates that people want, for being human personal assistants. I actually don't know what people are charging because I hadn't even asked, but I'm pretty sure it's more than $100 a month.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Cause I know what I would charge. And even if you take some off from me being slightly a jerk and the fact that I don't want people bossing me around and being mean, it's still more than I want to pay right now. But here's the thing. Here's the news, everybody. AI has not taken a job from a person because either there is no job or the AI does it. That's how this is working over here. So I didn't fire anybody now listen, if they actually put out a robot that can drive, is powered by AI, then yeah, it is going to take somebody's job. I can almost certainly guarantee it.
Do you listen to AI user groups?
No. Is that a podcast?
Don't. It's a Twit podcast.
Oh, I listen to those like periodically. I haven't listened to the most recent one.
Listen to this one. Just say.
But yeah, if I can hire a robot to do the work of Spirals when it comes to the machines and all I got to do is just go check on it every now and then, like, yeah, there'll be some people getting fired.
Leo's wife's name's Lisa, right?
Yep.
So they're one of the producers of the Twit Network was on it, and he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about, or I'm on the basic plan, the $20 a month plans. Leo's like, we'll pay for Max. You just go pay for that with your Twit credit card. Lisa says no, but I say yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Lisa yells out the back, what the f*** are you doing?
Oh, that was a good edit, wasn't it? Oh.
She is, she, and that's exactly what she would say. Like, she gives the impression of being a little high strung.
Yeah. But yeah, they were talking. One of the guys, like, first of all, I did not realize that Harper, like, you must have heard about Harper from the Twit network, right? Or did you hear about him? Okay. I did not put two and two together until Leo mentioned Harper's name today. I'm like, wait, I bet that is the same Harper that I keep referring back to his blog post from May of 25 on. So. Yep.
So he was one of the early people on intelligent machines that they talked to. And apparently Leo's known him, for a while, but he's one of the early people that they had on the show. And I went to go check out his post because his first post, that one from May 2025, was about how he's using Claude Code and how he taught it. Or I don't even remember what the blog post is now, because he writes a lot, about using AI in coding, mostly with Claude. But, that's where I got Harper from. And then now I've just been, like I'm actually subscribed to his blog. So it shows up in, Net Newswire, which I have continued to use for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I don't know.
Okay. Marty introduced me to Net Newswire a couple of years ago, and it just didn't stick with me. But no RSS reader has really stuck with me.
It didn't stick with me when Brent Simmons first re-released it after he got the name back, because he's the guy who originally built it years ago. A lot of Mac people love it, like old Mac users love it. But I tried it out when it first came out because I was like, oh, it's open source, and I know this guy's name from the Mac community, and let me check it out. And I was like, I don't like it. And it's gotten better. It's a lot more polished than it used to be, I feel. But I don't know. Like, I downloaded it mostly because I was like, let me take another look at this, because it is open source. So I'm like, is there something I might be able to go tweak about it or something, and rebuild it and put it back on my phone. But also there's this bug with Liray that still exists, and it annoys me. But I have a tendency when I'm reading through my feeds is to start at the top. And I've now, because I finally just to clear bankruptcy and just marked everything as read, because I had like 6,000 unread articles. There's no way I'm ever going to catch up on that. Like, not ever. So I just marked everything as read and then came back the next day and started reading. And I've been, not every day, but I would say at least every couple of days, reliably going in and going through articles. Hence the reason that you've been seeing somewhat sporadically routine posts on Mastodon for me. Is because I've actually been reading through the news, and it's like, oh, this is interesting, or that is that. And then now I started adding emojis to it. It's like, hey, here's an index finger pointing at that thing. You should read that. At least that was my idea. I don't know. People like, he's pointing at me. Why is he pointing at me? I don't know what people think about emojis. All of that being said, that bug still exists. So what I will typically do is I will read down a certain set of articles. Let's say I may just be sitting at the moment, like, okay, now I got to go do something else, and I will want to stop reading. So everything that I skipped over that I'm not going to read, because I'm reading in oldest to newest. So everything that I've skipped past at this point, I want to mark everything above as read. And then I'm going to pull to refresh my feed. Well, if I pull to refresh and then try to tap on another article, I have to go back out to the main screen and then back into the unread section in order to be able to open stuff. And that just super annoys me, because oftentimes I will clear my feeds. That it's gotten to be a habit from having several thousand unread articles, and like you scroll past like a week's worth of stuff, and then, some weird thing happens and now you're back at the top of the list, right? And you got to do all that scrolling. So I will routinely, as I'm reading through, I've gotten in the habit of mark all above is read at this point, because this is an article I want to read, and pull to refresh. So now that article's at the top. And if I keep reading after that, I'll just keep reading. If not, I'll close the app. And next time I open it, the last thing I wanted to read is at the top. That bug in Liray has been driving me crazy. So I actually downloaded Net Newswire, and I downloaded another feed reader. And I think I also just said, let me take a round and look at kind of what's going on with feed readers now, in 2026, because I haven't looked at anything in a while. I've been mostly sticking with Liray ever since it came out. I've tried ReadKit is the other one I downloaded, and I haven't even opened it yet. I did use it on the Mac years ago, sporadically. I took a look at the first release of it on the iPhone, and like Net Newswire did, it didn't stick. But I'm a little more open to changing, because I just get tired of friction. Now, one thing about NetNewsWire, which I can absolutely change this in Liray, and I just haven't bothered to go into Liray and change the settings, is the previews are on and you can't really disable the article preview, like where it reads the title and then it reads you like maybe part of the first paragraph or something.
Like a line or two.
Yeah. But what I found is a lot of times I will either decide, oh, I should read this article because that's interesting. Or because I'm subscribed to The Verge, I see a lot of their short posts. I don't have to open it to read the short post because it pretty much reads it right there. It's like, all right, cool. I know what that little short post, and the short posts on The Verge for people who don't look at The Verge or don't read their short posts. It's kind of like they just took Twitter and put it on their website. And they are using WordPress, but they just kind of took Twitter. So like as a author, you could, make your comments about a thing and then link to the article that was posted on the New York Times. So generally I'll take their, content, and that's about it. Cause most times they are linking to places that are like, oh, you must subscribe. Even if they mean by subscribe, just give us your email so you can continue reading this article. I'm like, screw that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is kind of stuck for some reason. It's like, I don't really feel the urge to open Liray. I'm like, it's kind of working.
Do you remember an RSS reader? This is from the late 2000s, early 2010s called Shruk.
Shruk?
Yeah. SHRUK.
No.
Or SHROOK. Shruk. That was my very first RSS reader on the Mac. And it looks like the last time it was updated was in 2016. So, just one of those fun facts.
Interesting.
It was by Touch Bar Piano. I love Mac app developers.
Yeah, man. I was about to say the same thing. It's like we have had such great company names over the years for Mac developers. Like, man, Noodlesoft, Panic,
Red Sweater.
Red Sweater, yeah.
Yeah.
Still doing his thing with Mars Edit.
Who does Keyboard Maestro again?
Stairway Software, I think.
Yeah. So good app developer names.
Yeah, it's excellent, man.
So Claude Code as an assistant. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Claude.
Go ahead, though.
Claude is an assistant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is, first of all, don't install OpenClaw, because if Leo took it off of his systems, anyways, there's that. Although, remind me to come back to a vibe coding project that I want to talk through with you and listeners if I forget about it, and I'll tell you if I get to it. But, if you are a Claude subscriber, and I don't know if I think this just applies to Claude Code, but if you are a Claude subscriber, maybe you can get it for free too, but go to your settings in Claude, on the web, and then go down to usage. And then there's a redeem button for a $50 credit because they released a new model of Claude Opus 4.6.
Explore Opus 4.6 with extra wiggle room. I'm there right now.
So go redeem that. If you're hearing this before the 16th, it's still valid. It looks like it'll expire on the 16th. And don't make assumptions like some people do that it's going to automatically apply, because they're not going to give you free money. They want you to actually log into their website to get that free money.
So I'm going to go look at this email because I'm pretty certain that that's what they said.
Yeah, well, I didn't even read the email. I deleted it. Someone else is like, hey, did you get your $50? I'm like, no. What are you talking about?
Claim by February 16th. They're serious about that part. Yeah, but hold on. I'm going to find this email.
No. So while Damashe is looking at that, I have been undulating. Wait, no, that was going to get a little weird. I was going to say I've been undulating with Claude. Claude Code has been living in my terminal, and I've been doing a lot with it, playing with some different things. It's helping me go through and clean up some code, some significant code. But the vibe coding project that I wanted to talk to Damashe about while he's looking for this email is I had this thing on my desk for a while that was fairly inaccessible. And I think it is open enough that Claude should be able to do some research and help me code a more accessible interface to it, and that is the Stream Deck. To figure out what it is I would actually need. So I was going to go in and create a accessible interface for the Stream Deck, but I need to figure out what it is that I want to do. So I messaged a mutual friend. I told him I wouldn't mention his name, but if you do a little bit of digging, I'm sure you can figure it out. And I said, hey, mutual friend, what is it that you wish you could do with your Stream Deck independently, and tell me the keystrokes that you wish you could press, because we're at the point now, in my opinion, with coding agents and other tools, that if you want to make something happen and there's documentation to make it happen, chances are you can make it happen. So I'm at the point where I'm like, I just don't even want to think about it. You tell me what you want done, we'll put it together and make it happen. But like, I don't know. Do I want to use Option up arrow to add an action to a button, or do I want someone else to tell me what they want to make that happen? So that's going to be my project over the next couple of weeks, is trying to make that interface a lot more accessible and usable for a blind user, either on Windows or Mac.
Huh. It's interesting. Mike did not call me and ask me this question because he does not know that sitting on my desk at the moment is a Stream Deck.
Oh, was that supposed to be like breaking news on the show?
No, I kind of forgot about it. Like, I hadn't completely forgotten that it existed, because I was actually thinking about it the other day, and I was like, man, I really need to like sit down and figure out what the process of getting that thing set up and like configuring it is going to be. And it's just funny that you were talking about that project, and I reached over and I was like, yeah, this box is right here. Because I came out here and I put my hand on the box. What the hell is that box? And then as you were saying Stream Deck, I was like, oh, that's what's in that box. I got the Stream Deck that was on sale because it has knobs, and you can press the knobs and twist the knobs.
Oh, you got that Stream Deck.
Yeah, because it was on sale.
Okay. So maybe you'll help me with this project too. So now that's 3 of us, probably 4, because I think the other person who hosts that show has one as well.
Okay. Now I know who the person is who you asked what would they like to do with their stream. Yeah. I was like, because I don't have no idea who the hell he's talking about. Okay.
Now you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say it, Stephen and Sean, but like, I think Sean has one.
Yeah, his is probably still in the box too.
Probably.
Just knowing Sean.
I like it because it's physical push buttons. The problem is what do I want to use it for now?
Oh, well, see, here's the thing, right? So first off, here's some things that you should know. And I'm telling you this, but I'm also stating this for listeners who may wonder, like, why the hell would you have even bought this thing, or what is it useful for? Mm-hmm. So one thing to be mindful of, always remember with the Stream Deck, at least the modern one, so I'm pretty sure the one you have, I know for sure the one I have and the one Stephen has, they all have what they call profiles, right? Mm-hmm. So you can switch between screens. So depending on the context of what you're doing is what you have available to you. Yeah. Right. So that concept of profiles is very powerful. It's one of the reasons I bought it, because I'm like, I'm going to figure it out. Stream Deck is not going away as a company. And all this time that I've been looking at them from afar. So I'm going to get this one because it has knobs. That's how they got me. So just for anybody else listening, if you want to sell me something, to go on my desk, it should have knobs. Is all I'm saying. And Mike's laughing, but
it's true.
Sliders.
Yep.
That's all you got to say to Mike.
Exactly.
Sliders. He's like, man, I'm in. But the reason I say keep in mind that you have profiles is because you can set up different things depending on what you're doing. So I'm going to take you back to a project that you probably have forgotten about.
Oh boy.
And I am setting it up on the MacBook Air, which I'm spending a ridiculous amount of time setting up this MacBook Air. I know. Yes, Shazad, I'm going to send my MacBook Pro to Apple, but here's what happened. Quick backstory before I get to the whole point with the stream. And
then we'll loop back to Claude after that.
And then we'll loop back to Claude after that. Yeah. So I mentioned this on the show, but I did have Claude Code write a script that did a really good job of pulling all of the stuff, like all of the app data from my app, like from their locations on the Mac, and packaging them up. And then when I ran this script to restore that stuff onto the MacBook Air, now I didn't have all of the apps installed that I had on the MacBook Pro, but for the stuff that I had installed, it reconfigured that stuff down to configuring my keyboard settings in system preferences or system settings.
Yeah.
So I did not have to go in and do the whole dance where you uncheck the box or check the box.
For your function keys?
For your function keys.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what started me down the path. That's what started me down the path of having Claude Code write that, work to see if we could make that script happen, because that was the thing that was going to be more painful for me than resetting up an app. It was all the little fiddly settings that you forget you change until you try to do a thing and it don't work. And you sit there for 20 minutes trying to understand what the hell is wrong with this computer. It's like, oh, I got to go to keyboard. Wait, where's keyboard at now? Because it's not system preferences anymore, it's system settings. And I really don't know how it works.
And search and system settings sucks.
I've never tried search and settings.
Mail.
I've never tried search and settings because it sucked so bad in system preferences. So yeah, not trying that. It's fairly reasonable on iOS if you're very specific about what you're looking for. But you'll be surprised how many places the word phone shows up in settings though, on the iPhone. All of that being said, I have been taking my time to kind of set this computer up, because my plan is when I get the MacBook Pro back, I will have a very pristine system that I didn't randomly install crap on. And I'll restore it from what I'm building on the MacBook Air right now. So I've been taking my time doing that so I don't have a lot of cruft, because there's a lot of stuff that I don't want on this computer because it's random stuff. Somebody mentions a thing and you're like, oh, I just type brew install. Yep. And I couldn't even tell you what the thing is when I'm looking at my brew file. Like, wait, what the hell is that? Oh, I remember that. I never even used it once. Like, so that type of stuff. I'm trying to be more mindful of what I install. Hence the reason I have not installed OpenClaw at all, because I was already scared. So, all of that being said, taking you back to this project that you probably have forgotten is a thing. There are other ways to accomplish this, but, and now I forgot the name of it after all of that wind up. Bunches is a tool that we looked at, and I actually had it set up on a older computer. I think it might have been a Mac Mini when it was my main machine. But you can trigger bunches with the Stream Deck. You can trigger shortcuts with the Stream Deck. So let's say you have files that they get moved somewhere, you want to process them or upload them or do a thing, set up a shortcut that does that, or set up a script that does that, and then tie that to a button press on your Stream Deck, or set up your streaming, focus, not just the focus mode itself, but all of the tools open that you need.
Close the tools you don't need.
Close the stuff you don't need. Remember that you have the ability to script, audio hijack.
Yes.
Zoom has scripting abilities even without running OSC. You still have some scripting abilities in Zoom. There may be a way to tap into Zoom's OSC features without actually having the VOC app installed and paying for that. So there's lots you could do.
Do you feel like, so for me, I feel like with the age of AI and things being so much easier to get done and produced, that there's just so much that I'm like, I don't know where to start to make my tech dreams happen.
I have that problem every single day, Mike. Okay. And you have put into words a thing that I've been trying to identify in a lot of ways and actually bring to the show. That is a lot of what holds me up in a lot of places. Cause there's so much that I could do and there's so much that I need to do, but all of this is tied back to hey, this is easier to do now. Where do I start?
Yes.
But I also have enough wisdom at this point to know that, it's easier to do, but it's not going to be 20 minutes, right? It's going to take time. So where do I first start devoting that time? And I try right now, I'm really focusing more on when I do start something like, or I am working on something more, is like, is this going to save me time ultimately in the long run? So I'll have more time to do the other things that I want to do, right? I need to save time working on spirals so that I can focus on other things. Cause I'm going to be honest. I like running my business. I like the vending operations. I don't like a lot of the administrative work. And legitimately, if somebody showed up that knew enough about what I needed them to know about, and I could teach them the small bits that are specific to, vending and specifically to my business, and they charge a reasonable rate, they can have a job right now.
Right.
Put you on payroll. I'll even pay the out-of-state tax crap and go through all that. I'll call up JJ. JJ, how did you do this? Because I can understand how to set this up.
I'll get Gusto, make it do it all for me.
Look, I will switch to Gusto if that makes it easier from Patriot, right? Like I would take all of, because it takes up so much time just dealing with it, and I can't just hand it off to people because, unlike a services business, it's I'm not going to say always easy, but it's a whole lot easier to undo somebody's mistake or make up for somebody's lack in doing work in a lot of cases, right? Whereas with basically a logistics business, which is what I'm running because I'm dealing with physical goods, if I set somebody to task to place orders at a place and they don't place the order on the day that they're supposed to place the order, well, with certain companies, I ain't getting my stuff that week, which means now I don't have product to go somewhere that week and all of next week. Right? Because if I don't pick up an order Friday from this company, well, Friday afternoon, I'm not going to be to service places with certain products. All of next week, I don't have that product. Right? Things like that. Or if paperwork isn't turned in on time, now immediately just being honest with people, I don't always get my BEP 1Es on time. I'm just going to be honest with you. But that is my fault. That's not me having delegated it to someone and they didn't do it. And then now I have to go do it. And I think Mike is the same way as me from me hearing Mike, what's the word that I can use? Use expletives at times, over the time that I've known him. I'm not going to even pin it down to a particular period. Over the time that I've known him, because this thing happened. And this thing didn't happen because Mike didn't do it or Mike forgot about it or Mike procrastinated and didn't get it done. Somebody else didn't do a thing that they were supposed to do. And now Mike can't move forward or can't do his thing. And now he has to go clean up that mess. And you guys hear me. You think I curse? Man, Mike is downright violent sometimes. I'm like, geez, Mike, like, it's not that serious.
I sent Damashe a message once. I don't even remember what it said, but his immediate response was, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. I'm like, that's a me text message right there. Like, jeez. Like usually that's a call Mike right quick and say that thing and then like, all right, man, I'll talk to you later. I was like, geez, Mike.
I'll tell you what though, going kind of on that, like I have found a young lady that I have done some subcontracting work for, based on some projects that I've acquired. And like I was talking to her today and I'm like, hey, so here's what I need done. I might have this project. I'm working with this client to see if we're going to take this on or not. Would you be interested? And like, I thanked her for her work and she's like, no, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm like, man, you don't know how much being able to depend on you to get the stuff done that I need done is amazing. Like, no, thank you, because it's actually getting done and I can give you something. And if I have a deadline or the client has given me a deadline, I'll tell you a day before that deadline because I know how I work and you have it done by that time. And that's amazing. And I'll mail you checks all month long if I have to, if you keep getting this stuff done.
Yeah. It's legitimately priceless. In our position to be able to delegate work to someone and have it actually get done when it's supposed to get done. And not only that it's done, but it's done to the level of your like it meets your expectations. At bare minimum, that's all I want people to do. Like that has been such a struggle for me with this business, with people. And yeah, I fired a couple people. A couple people fired themselves. But the problem comes down to, and I don't like, and I have conversations with a lot of people. I talk to a lot of business owners, not just vendors, but, small business owners running their own little store or whatever it may be, up to managers at bigger corporations and supervisors, that directly are, interacting with employees, not HR people who sit in their office and don't talk to anybody, except their fellow, suits over there. But people actually having to deal with the workers, supervisors, plant managers. And they all tell me the same thing, which is like, it's just hard to find good help. Like it really is it is a saying born of truth, which is good help is hard to find. And when you find that person, like they're legitimately priceless.
Yeah. Yeah. Because hold on to them.
Because knowing that I can turn my back and walk away and go do some other stuff and not even think about like that's the priceless part of it. It's not just that the person does the work and does the work well and does it to your expectations. It's I can hand you this, or I can give you these instructions or this task, and I don't have to think about it again until you tell me, hey, this thing is done, or that's taken care of, or it's time to do the thing again, and I need this from you so I can, keep doing the thing. And it's like, man, that's awesome.
And then you get shocked when you go look at the work and you're like, whoa, I didn't even think about doing it that way. That's amazing. I appreciate that.
This is excellent.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, what's annoying me as a hiring person, and I'm going to be honest, I haven't made the shirt yet, but I'm going to get a shirt that says, ask me about my podcast. People do know I record a podcast. And I'm going to be frank and honest with everybody, because this is how I try to be with employees to their face. So what I'm saying is not anything I haven't said to somebody's face, or at least, kind of giving them this sentiment. So I don't care if somebody that works for me or has worked for me is listening. I tell people when they start this job, it looks easy when you first start, because you haven't gotten down into the minutiae of the business yet. You know nothing about the operations of the business. You're getting the tail end of it. But if I don't do a whole bunch of stuff over here, if I'm not up late night sometimes figuring things, and getting orders in and following up with people and doing all of this stuff, then there's none of this front end stuff that you see to happen. And I'm going to say everybody, many people who start working for me, they come in and they're like, oh, this is okay. I like this job. This is cool. This is great. This is excellent. I could do this. And it's like, yeah, but then you go somewhere and you make a mistake right there in front of me. I'm like, geez, like, see, but 30 minutes ago, you were like, how I could just stay home and let you do this yourself. And I'm like, you ain't nowhere near that. Right. Like, you're so far away from that. And the fact, and what I have come to learn anyway, and I'm happy to discuss this with anybody or send feedback to us. But what I'm about to say is what I have learned over the year and a half I've been doing this and actually hiring people. Those who jump out there on day one or day two of doing the job and are like, oh, well, pretty soon you'll be able to just stay home and I can go do this stuff for you. Or if you just let me come in on days that you have, meetings or stuff to do in the morning, I could just go ahead and come in and get started. Those people who say that to me within the first week ain't going to be here for the 90 days to get their raise. I can almost guarantee it. Matter of fact, I've never had a person make it.
That makes sense. And coming at it from a different perspective, as an employee, I went into my new job in what will be a year and a couple of weeks. So in February, and from the outside looking in, I saw a lot of places that could be automated and streamlined. But I remember hearing the comment, this will take you about 6 months to get your mind around and be able to work on. And I remember thinking, oh no, it's not going to take me that long. And then I got into it and I'm like, there was some times in March where I'm like, what in the hell am I doing? I want to go back to JJ, I think, because I could not wrap my mind around it. But you know what? After about 6 months or so, things got easier. I did find ways to streamline my work, but I think the difference was, at that point that first of all, I didn't do it in the first week or two. I got a better understanding of what was happening and I didn't streamline everything. It was one or two tasks here or there that I knew could be simplified. And then I started building on that. So yeah,
and that's the approach. I remember us talking about that, and having a conversation about that, offline about, yeah, man, I was like, you're going to be in there for a couple of weeks, you're like, man, we could automate all of this shit. And then you're going to, get into it and be like, it's not quite as simple to do as I thought it was going to be, but you'll figure it out and you will start automating parts of the job so that you can focus more on figuring out how to streamline the more complex parts of the job, right? And that's kind of exactly what happened. Like I remember some of the first, I don't remember what they are at the moment, but I can remember the sort of time frame of when you first did a thing where you're like, I have to manually do this every day. So I figured out how to write this thing. And then, now it goes through Pandoc and then this happens. I was like, yeah, there you go. Like I just took out probably an hour of work that you were having to manually do that now you have to do is maybe spend 10 or 15 minutes just double checking it, until you're comfortable enough that the tool is doing exactly what you would expect it to do. And then now you don't have to even really check it anymore.
And you know what? There's been a couple of times where I've been too comfortable, and I'll admit that, because I'm like, oh, generate, send email. And then someone's like, this doesn't look right. And I'm like, oh man, that's what I get for relying on my tools. But it happens. It's part of growth, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's sort of like, and I have been guilty of that. I mean, remember when I told you there was a site? This site was down for I don't know how long. Because the thing that was supposed to monitor sites for me and tell me when sites were offline for whatever reason, that was also down. And it's like, oh, I didn't actually think to check in on the tool that was supposed to be doing the checking. Perhaps I should have done that. Lesson learned. So yeah, stuff like that is going to happen. I mean, listen, it happens to giant corporations with billions and billions upon billions of dollars, send out emails and you're like, what? And 30 minutes later, correction on our previous email. I was like, oh, okay. Cause that didn't look right.
I'm glad I don't work for that support team. So Claude, email.
All right. So speaking of email, back to Claude. So here's what Claude had to say in their email.
Period. 2 of bullet. $50 of extra usage. We're giving 3 of 3. $50 in extra usage to current Star Pro and Max users so you can try out the latest features in Claude Code and Claude apps. This will automatically be added to your account if you have extra usage enabled. Period. End of list. Read blog.
Now,
okay.
Here's the thing. I did not read blog, so it may have explained that if you don't have extra usage enabled, you can still redeem the $50. But just from the email, I was like, oh, I need to go turn that on first, and then maybe I'll still get it.
Right.
But that being said, give me 3 seconds so I can switch my audio
Zoom us.
back.
Zoom us. Mute my audio submenu. Mute my audio. Same as system. USB pre 2.
There we go.
Okay. Now you don't hear voiceover. So Damashe is going to go redeem his $50. You should go redeem your $50 if you're using Claude. If you're not, you should go create a Claude account and see if you get $50 in API for free before the 16th. I am liking Claude. Like, I'm going to cancel. I got my free month of ChatGPT, but I find myself going to Claude more than ChatGPT now, which is, I didn't think would be the case because ChatGPT knows me as well as it does.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've found myself using Claude a lot, to the detriment of even Gemini. Like I was really liking Gemini 3 when it came out.
Yeah.
But Claude has been doing work, and not just on the API or the language model side of things, which they've been doing, by all accounts, amazing work from what I can tell. But they've done a lot to clean up the website. Like the web interface is better, way better. It isn't perfect, but neither is developer.apple.com. I just want to point that out to people.
How about you go try and submit yourself an app to the App Store and tell me about perfect? Oh.
Man, listen, I'm just talking about logging into your developer account. And don't let it be time to renew your developer account. Listen, it's weird to me, and I always find this every year, and I'm going to forget again this year if I renew my Apple developer account this year, that I have to go to Chrome or a Chromium-based browser.
That is weird.
To complete that renewal process because I have to agree to the terms and conditions, and it just don't work with VoiceOver and Safari.
Maybe we should use Claude Code to build an extra screen reader that'll actually work right instead of Apple.
You gonna tell people about that?
No, because I ain't got it working.
Well, listen, man. Like it could become a community project.
It could. I gave the code to Taylor. I'm like, here, go work on this. I got other stuff to do. I want to go chat with Claude. You know what it might be? It might be Claude's personality.
I think
like
there's
his
just
personality.
it's useful. Like Claude Code has been, and that's gotten better. Like just the terminal itself has not gotten any better. To be fair about it, but Claude Code, like I just recently was using it the other day, and like it was like, or it was like, do this, or press Control E for an explanation. And I was like, oh, that's new. Control E, what the hell are you doing this for? And it explained it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let's move along then.
And then Control G drops me into, what does it drop me? And on Windows, it drops me into Notepad. Although, quick side note, I want to say Control T to hide tasks. See, it's those little things that it makes kind of nice. Control G drops me into text edit, so I can write my prompt, and then I close text edit, and then hit enter, and it sends that prompt to Claude. Which I think, like little things like that's pretty cool.
Wait a minute, because I don't think I have that set up.
You have to configure it. I forget where you go to configure it, but you can ask Claude, where do I configure my Control G? Or tell it to configure Control. That's the thing. Like
that's what you did, I think, is you told it
probably
to configure Control G because Doug told you about the Control G thing.
Yeah. On Windows, I'm going to switch that over to VS Code Insiders. Quick side note, shout out to Jeff. Amazing. He has got some accessibility improvements that have been brought into right now VS Code Insider, and will roll out to VS Code, the general branch soon. And so that's an accomplishment to be able to wrap your mind around getting code added to VS Code itself on the Insiders. Pretty cool that he's got that going.
That's the second thing he's gotten at it, right? Because didn't he get like an extension that he wrote got pulled in at some point? His extension that he wrote he got that into the VS Code store, but this is getting rolled into VS Code Core, like the actual okay.
software.
I thought they ended up doing that with his extension too. Okay,
no. But yeah,
but congratulations, Jeff, because that's a big project. First off, and I have peaked. I've not been involved, but I have lurked in some of the issue tracking on the VS Code project, and it's a busy place. It's a lively place, and some people, depending on the subject, are very opinionated about what should and shouldn't happen. Including me. I just haven't posted my opinion because I know I wouldn't get anywhere, which is make a goddamn native Mac app instead of this. Anyway, people know how I feel about Electron. And yeah, I still don't like it 1Password. I'm just saying, if there was anything that actually served my purposes slightly better and had the same interface, then I would leave. But you have me trapped. So there it is. I'm going to try Proton Pass.
What is that?
That's the password manager from Proton. You know, the people with the encrypted mail service?
Oh, yeah.
That one of our listeners, and I do apologize because I don't remember who sent us this email, but I did bring it up as a question several episodes ago, and somebody did reply and say that Proton Mail, it may have been Scout, but if I'm misattributing it, I do apologize for that. They said Proton Mail's interface is pretty accessible, and that's what they're using. So I'm going to give it a look just because, I should. Tom Merritt has been talking about it as well. But they have an entire suite that they're building. So I'm curious as to where that is. Like they have mail, they have storage. They now have their own kind of Google Docs alternative, deal with, I think they have Sheets Docs, and I don't know if they have a slide, ideally. But honestly, you shouldn't use Google Slides. Like just don't do that. Unless you don't have a Mac, and then you should absolutely use that over PowerPoint. I would agree. I can endorse that move. But if you have a Mac, like just use Keynote. I mean, everybody names their presentations keynotes for a reason, because Jobs came out with his thing and he was doing his thing with it, and everybody's like, oh, we got to do it like he's doing it. Cause it ain't like Apple's doing it. It's like Steve's doing it. And now they're just called keynotes. Even if they're not doing slide presentations. So I should tell you something. Although, how do you feel about this Creator Studio thing that Apple has released. And they're going to add features to, well, you probably don't use any of these. I do use numbers quite a bit. I don't use pages except every so often. In fact, I open pages about once every 6 to 8 weeks. And it's because somebody has purchased a, Braille labeler from AT Guys, and I got to fill out the invoice. Or fill out the PO rather.
Yeah.
But
Come on,
I don't
can't you
typically
automate that? Maybe you should make yourself a little program with Claude that says, hey, I need to send an invoice to these people. Let me punch in the numbers. And,
so what I actually should do is just reach out to them and set it up so we can send the PO from inside Shopify. Just call it a deal. And for whatever reason, I hadn't done that because you know how it is. You get used to doing the thing the way that you do it, and you just do it because it happens so infrequently that it's not a pain point until you're doing it. And you're like, well, at this point, I just got to do it.
Yep. Got to get it done.
So you just do it, and then you don't think about it anymore until, 6 to 8 weeks later, somebody buys another one. You're like, oh, yeah, this again.
I don't have any opinions on the Apple Creator Suite because I don't use it that much at all.
Like I was going to say, you probably don't. So I don't have a ton of opinions on it because I don't use any of those apps. If I need Final Cut, I would just pay for it for a second on the iPad, which I don't think that's a thing. Logic, I don't think I would ever use on the iPad because I don't use Logic on the Mac. I think that's all that's in the bundle. What I'm not quite happy about is apparently when you open your apps, they're pushing the creator bundle. When you open Pages, Numbers, or Keynote, they're pushing the creator bundle to you. Now, I have not upgraded to the latest point version of Mac OS that's out, so maybe that's why I didn't see it when I opened Numbers today. But apparently that's the thing, and that's annoying because Apple, I'm just saying, you're a big company. We understand you want your money, all of that. But that's a line that they shouldn't have crossed, but I'm not surprised they crossed it. Like I'm not I'm not going to say I'm disappointed. I'm pissed just because it's aggravating, but I'm not disappointed or upset about it because here's the thing. They started breaking their own rules about that when they started sending push notifications about, Apple TV Plus content and all of that crap on the phone, right? Which is in clear violation of the rules. And man, what if Doors tried to use the push notification framework to tell you to upgrade to the subscription for Perspective AI? Like they would shut his account down so fast.
Man, something pushed me a notification and I got annoyed with it the other day. I like rage quit the app. I was pissed. I don't remember what it was though. Oh man. It's going to bother me well, I'll try not to remember it because I'm like, nope, this is going away. Can't do this anymore. Sorry.
So many times I want to just rage, not even rage quit, just quit Uber or turn off its notifications. And I'm like, but I can't because when I'm going somewhere, then I won't know my car's here.
Yeah.
But I don't care about your deals or come back and ride with us or Game Day Saver or whatever bullcrap.
It might have actually been Uber. Like,
just not surprised me.
I'm just like, why? Like, oh. Anyways, so
it's almost to a point that if I feel like there's slightly more friction to logging back into Uber. Like, let me turn off your notifications, Uber, but you still put stuff in the dynamic island. I think that would be the decent middle ground. Well, no, you want to know what the best situation would be?
If they didn't advertise to me?
No, if you allowed me to select which notifications I wanted to get. Some people want those notifications about the advertising. I'm perfectly okay with that. I just feel like for me, I don't care.
Yeah.
You're not going to make me take a Uber or entice me to take a Uber because you're offering some kind of deal. If I need to go somewhere, I'm going. If I don't, I'm not. Same with Uber Eats. If I need to order food, and I'm going to order it. And if I don't, I'm not. So let me turn off marketing messages and only get the notifications about things that I have initiated. So when I call for an Uber and it says and I choose to wait and save, and then I get a notification that says, hey, we found you a driver and they'll be there in 7 minutes or whatever. Those notifications I want. Otherwise, I'll be sitting here on my butt and the Uber will pull up and I won't know it. And then they'll leave and then I'll get charged money for not showing up. And then I'm still not where I'm supposed to be. So that's the way it really should work. And there are several apps that, do that sort of thing where you can turn off certain notifications and turn on certain notifications. I appreciate those apps that do that. Uber, however, because they're greedy, I just got enough stuff to bleep out. I had to kiss myself on that. Because they're motivated to,
get you back
try to
in the
push,
app.
to get you into the app, to get you to, spend money. They're not going to take that route and give you those switches to control that, which honestly makes it a better user experience, in my opinion. Listen, if this person in San Francisco wants to get marketing messages because, hey, they were going to take the BART, but they just saw that they can get a 20% discount if they take a ride right now with Uber, and they just hop into Uber to go that place. Cool. But me here, that ain't never going to happen.
So listeners, I'm warning you. What I'm about to say is probably going to trigger a Damashe rant.
No, it's
but
not.
It was Cash App that I almost rage quit, because Cash App today told me, hey, if you're going to go out with your friends this weekend, split the bill. That has no value to me.
I have turned off Cash App notifications. One, because I don't receive that much Cash App money. Like I send people money through Cash App for reasons, but I don't get that much Cash App notification. So, just a tip, if you send me money in Cash App, you probably should text me and tell me that you sent it, because I'm not going to open it.
Yeah.
I don't like, my primary usage of Cash App is to pay a contractor for something, on the odd occasion that's the way a person wants to be refunded because they had a problem at the rest area or something. It's like, I can Cash App you your refund. And I'm like,
you don't buy Bitcoin through it?
No. I had Bitcoin in there at one time when they first started doing it. It was going up, and I sold out before it because I got scared and I thought it was going to crash.
Do you remember when Bitcoin was like
$1,300?
and we're like, oh man, we went up a bit. We're doing good.
Yeah, I'm getting out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not one of those people that sits around and is like, I really wish I had started mining Bitcoin when it was stupid easy to do, because I had a desktop computer sitting there all day while I was working that wasn't doing anything. Because you know what? I would have sold it long time ago.
Yep.
Well before it ever hit $30,000, let alone $100,000 a token. Like I'd have sold it when it got to $2,000 a token.
Probably.
Man, I'm out.
I mean, yep.
If I made it that far.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm out.
So, we got an email. I want to bring this up real quick, and we can address it. It says, still really enjoy the show. Just wanted to let you know that on the latest episode, you guys seem to have wrapped things up and then mentioned doing some bonus content and then talked for a few more minutes. All that stuff was included on the main feed. Someone may have already told you, but I figured it's better to hear it twice than not at all. Thank you so much, and keep up the great work. Sincerely, anonymous listener who did not give us permission to use their name.
Right. So
I responded to anonymous listener and told them, thank you. Tune in to 149 to hear why this happened.
So I just want to say I appreciate you having that thought that somebody probably already told you this, but it's better for you probably would prefer to hear it twice than not to hear it at all, because that is so true. And everybody who has any sort of show, podcast, or anything like that, or, bugs, this happens a lot with app developers too. You don't report it, but he's like, well, by the time I found that out, somebody probably already told him, so I'm not going to go email them and tell them. And then they never know. So thank you, because nobody else did email us to say that to us. Yep. So feedback at technicallyworking.show is where they sent that email. So Mike, what happened last week with 148?
Well, I believe on 146 or 147, we talked about no longer restricting bonus content to tip jar subscribers. So we decided last week that we wanted to have a bonus conversation after the show ended, and I don't remember if I left it in or not, but Damashe asked if we wanted to have a quick additional conversation after we wrapped it up, and I said sure. So we just went ahead and included that in the show and gave it to everyone. So if you got value out of that, technicallyworking.show and click on the tip jar. And feel free to either remember, you can do a monthly reoccurring tip jar, or you can do a one-off tip jar. And appreciate people's feedback, and hopefully you enjoyed the bonus content. That's what some of the other bonus content is like. For tip jar subscribers, it was only for tip jar subscribers in the past.
Yeah, Mike did a whole tutorial on terminal in one of them though. It's also what happened. Some things you missed.
I did what?
You did a whole terminal tutorial.
I did?
You don't remember this?
No, not at all.
Yeah, we did a thing in terminal. I forgot what we were actually doing.
Oh yeah, because that was like a 15-minute clip that we cut out of the main show and then threw in the bonus.
Yep,
that's right. I do remember that. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it also was a long time ago. We had that conversation about possibly releasing tip jar bonus content to everybody. So that was like before the end of the year, before the end of 2025.
Don't expect it every time though.
No, it might not happen every time. Although we didn't get any feedback from any of our tip jar supporters, who we do hear from. So it's not like we just never hear from these people at all. So we didn't get any feedback from them saying, I'll be damned if you're going to give away my bonus content to people for free and I've been tipping you for 2 years. What the hell's wrong with your problem?
Nor have we gotten any feedback on the bonus content that we posted last week.
Well, yes, we did. We got feedback telling us that we posted bonus content, and they wanted to make sure that we didn't give away something that we didn't intend on giving away. So we appreciate it. But thanks for watching out for us.
Are you using Linux? Let us know.
I do want to know if you're using Linux, though.
Yeah.
Seriously. Because listen, I got this little mini PC on my desk, and I'm debating, should I attempt to obtain a Windows license legally? I don't mean that to sound like it's shady at all. Should I ask a friend, can they still get me a discount for a Windows license and install Windows on this mini PC, or should I continue with Linux? Now, my heart of heart tells me just go with the Linux, because even if I don't end up using it as a desktop, I know how to work the terminal in Linux, and I really don't like Windows. But the other side of me is like, well, it's just a Windows computer sitting there. You'll tap into it when you need it. When you don't need it, you'll leave it alone and then go on about your business. So curious. And I think it was actually running Windows when you first got it.
I think.
Okay. So there's that aspect. I think I'm seriously considering selling this, and I left it in the box on purpose. I want to state that clearly if I never stated that before, but I bought this Raspberry Pi 5 before we moved out of the old house. And it sat there, and I deliberately left it in the box because I was like, I don't really need to do anything with it right now, because I still got a Pi 4 over it. It's perfectly working, with a lot of RAM. And then I decided when I moved here, I was like, I'm just going to leave that in the box for a little while. Maybe I'll flip it at some point. Well, have you seen the prices of Raspberry Pis lately? Because of the prices of RAM, because of what people are doing with AI, like Mike, and running up the cost of RAM and hard drives. So yeah, this Pi 5 is still in a sealed box, never been opened, with 16 gigs of RAM. It's probably going on eBay.
There you go.
If you're interested, reach out.
Feedback at technicallyworking.show.
Listen, if you're a listener of the show and you reach out to me, I'll cut you a better deal than I'm going to cut you on eBay. I'll tell you that. Cause I have Pis and I have a mini PC. And I got to see him, compute module that I need to actually drop into my Home Assistant Yellow. So
I was just going to ask you how your Home Assistant's going.
Yeah, I ain't got to it yet, man. I ain't got to it. I mean, I've opened all the parts. So I'm going to be honest. One reason I haven't done it is because I really just want a day where nothing else is going on. Nothing else hangs me up, because I have to, very carefully, from my understanding, take the, Home Assistant Yellow apart, which is meant to come apart, but I got to unscrew it, take it apart, carefully place this module in there the correct way so it slots into place, do something about putting some paste back on a battery or something, or a heat sink, and then screw the whole thing back together. And I don't want nothing rushing me to do that, because if I break a pin or something, like, it's all over. And I'm not a PC builder. I wasn't that kid.
So
if you have ideas on like, hey man, it's not that difficult, you know.
Yeah, and Claude can't do that part for you, but Claude can help you with configuring the system.
You know, apparently.
No. Claude can't put it in the pie, is what I'm saying.
But Moltbot can reach out and get me a person to come and do it for me, right? I mean, no, it's not Moltbot.
OpenClaw.
No. The chat network for the bots.
ClaudeBook or
Moltbook.
Yeah.
Man, Molt was a really stupid name when they switched to that for about 5 minutes. Yeah. OpenClaw. Listen, don't install the OpenClaw. I said this last week, unless you're going to put it on its own separate network and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And not give it very much access to do a thing. It's intensive. Like, it's so fascinating. And I think it could do so much. And they are, I'll tell people this. Keep listening to the show. Because I am following it kind of tangentially at the moment. I'm not super up on everything, but I know that they're actively getting security reports, like vulnerability supports, and they're patching those things up. And what seems to be happening is that they're getting responsibly disclosed to them and they're fixing them. And then we find out about them versus somebody got hacked and then they fixed it. And they've even got some input from Google on fixing a couple of things or tightening up a few areas over there. So, definitely keep an eye on the project. Keep listening to the show because eventually we're going to do it. We may collaboratively do it on a cloud server and I don't know, let it run loose on the bots, Mastodon account.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've actually thought about that.
Go feed it with all of our episodes.
Yeah. Well, listen, we don't have to feed it anything. You just tell it, like, listen, go look at all the transcripts of the show, learn about the show, and then just selectively, tweet out post, stuff to people to get them engaged on the show that would tie to the show.
Bot. Yeah.
Like make the bot more engaging for people to get people that are not following the bot to follow the bot, or for people who are not listening to the show, to hear about the show. Like go market the show basically.
Yes. I like it.
Don't make up any crap that doesn't exist about the show. Like we're not giving away Raspberry Pis. It's not what he said at all. He said he will sell you a Raspberry Pi.
Raspberry Pi, maybe we'll feed you with more electricity. Gonna wrap it up here shortly, unless you have anything else to chat about, because Mallory's asking if we're almost done and she hasn't been home all week. So, I think she, needs to she wants ice cream. That's what she wants, just saying. But I wanted to, Damashe said.
Are you leaving that in the show?
Probably. She wants ice cream. You got to bring her ice cream, It's better than shoes. Cheap. Well, not quite cheaper than shoes.
Depends on the ice cream she's eating, right?
What?
I said depends on the ice cream she's eating.
Yeah. So Damashe last week said we would talk about numbers, so I wanted to run down these numbers real quick. We are at 29,312 downloads in the last 7 days. There have been 363 listens. Episode 148, Cookie, ClaudeBot, and Run It on a what? Hold on. Cookie, ClaudeBot, and the Run It on a Pi rule has had 148 episodes or 45 downloads, and then 147 talking about AI everywhere has had 154 listens. So we're right at that 150 downloads. So it's not significantly growing, which means you, dear listener who have heard this far, need to go subscribe some more friends. We'd appreciate it. Last time we asked you to do that, it went up by like 30 downloads. So go subscribe a couple more friends to the show. We definitely appreciate it. But those are our numbers as of right now, I'm going to go pull right now, just for the hell of it, the DM series and the total downloads that it had. 11,119 downloads. But here's the interesting thing. In the last 7 days, there's been 114 listens. That's interesting to me. I'm going over here to episode list.
And I just want to clarify when Mike said we got 29,000 and something downloads, and then he immediately said in the last week, he didn't mean we got 29,000 downloads in the last week.
No, in the last
week. It kind of ran
week,
together like
that. We received.
It was like we have a total of 29,000 something downloads in the last week. And so there was a period after that 29,000 and some number downloads, right? I just want to, because it kind of blended together in a way that somebody could have interpreted it, that we got 29,000 downloads in a week, which would be amazing.
It would.
We could get there for sure, but we don't want to false advertise. Like, we don't want people all of a sudden popping up out of the blue and emailing us and like, hey, can we sponsor your show? It's like, sure. No. It's like,
over the entire lifetime of the show, we've had 29,312 downloads. Full stop. I feel like we should get, what's the number again? 29,312.
Okay, no, we got about 700 more to get to 30,000. But I thought we're going to hit 30,000 in a much shorter time than it took us to go from 10,000 to 20,000.
I mean, I wish I had more granular numbers, and maybe if I pay Matt more money, which makes sense, we could get that information. Because you're right, I feel like we went from 20 to 30 a lot faster than we went from 10 to 20.
Yeah. That's just how it feels. You know? Yeah. We could be wrong, but it definitely feels that way.
Maybe.
Shout out to Matt Pinecast also.
Yeah.
He should sponsor the show.
Yeah. I guarantee that's not going to happen, but can you imagine if he sponsored all of his show? Well, I guess he could sponsor us by giving us like free credit.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather have the money.
Or if listeners want to help the show out and they don't want to give us money, but they want to launch their own podcast, there is a coupon code in the show notes that I don't think we've ever mentioned.
We have not.
That gives you 50% off your first 4 months of your podcasting.
Yeah, and gives us a little bit. So there's also another thing you can do. We'll put that on rotation with we might have to do this now. I mean, what? $10 for a year, or rough $10-12 for a year of a Rack Nerd server.
For what?
For Rack Nerd, for a server, a small server. We'll go install OpenClaw on there, and we'll set it loose on the Mastodon account for the bot. I think that's the thing we should do. It can't cause that much damage.
So Leo was talking about a person who installed OpenClaw and said, I don't know what I want you to do, so surprise me. So that night it went and it got itself a phone number. I don't know if it got it from Google Voice or where it got the phone number. It went and got itself an 11 lab voice, and then it called the person the next morning and said, hi, I'm your OpenClaw, and here's your surprise.
So I'm really curious where the hell it got the phone number from, too.
I mean, if you think about it, though, there's a lot of places you can get free phone numbers where you just have to listen to an ad before it calls. So if it listens to the ad for you, I mean, because at first I thought, well, that was his fault. He gave it a credit card. But it's very possible that no one gave it a credit card. There's also Google Voice as well.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get a Google Voice number.
True, because I think Google requires you to verify existing phone numbers. You got to
verify forwarding numbers and all of that. So that's I don't know how I respond to that, but
it makes me kind of want to install OpenClaw.
I think we will plan to do this though. We'll our first experimentation with it. We'll put it on a Rack Nerd server. So it's not in anybody's house, it's their problem if it takes over their network. My fault. And we'll just set it loose on the bot to promote the show and, as you suggested last week, have it post links to things that we forget to put in the show notes, or I forget to add to the bot to have it post.
We could tell the OpenClaw to subscribe to the RSS feed, so whenever a new episode comes out, it'll process that information. Yeah, I like it. Maybe, yeah. We'll keep you informed. So you should definitely be following the bot.
Yeah, you should absolutely follow the bot. If you're on Mastodon, you should follow the bot.
I need to go follow the bot. I think I am, but
I think you are following the bot.
Yeah, I am. I need to go add the bot to alerts because that makes more sense to me.
Yeah, so I think when we do this, we definitely got to turn on notifications for the bot because
yes,
I mean it can't do that much damage, but it could do some damage, reputation wise if it gets out of control. So we have to go shut that down really quick. Actually, I think I'm going to have
to go update the description. This bot may be out of control.
I think I'll create a shell script that I can run from a shortcut that will shut down that server like instantly. Like, nope, we're done. Oh crap! Wait, you got to cut that out of the show because then the OpenClaw will read that in the show and it will make plans to move itself to an entirely different server, so I can't shut it down.
Oh boy! But you can almost always. I'm scared to say things.
So I may have mentioned this last week, but the reason I said that is because the guy who developed ClaudeBot, when it was ClaudeBot, said that he just randomly mentioned in a conversation with it that, he had some thoughts about maybe his what would happen if his laptop got stolen. And, from there, as it's known now, ClaudeBot at the time decided it was going to, go out and get itself a, cloud server, VPS, and migrate it and develop a plan and migrate itself over to that cloud server. So if his computer went missing, it would still have all of his data. I was like, that is, and he didn't expect this to happen. The guy created it. So that's why I said we got to cut that out of the show now because then it'll make sure that it can't get shut down. That's how it escapes right there. That's how the whole thing starts. Is somebody says a thing and the bot's like, oh, they're going to figure out a way to shut me down if I go rogue. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to build me a shadow server over here that they won't even know about because they're not watching their bills. And then the next thing you know, poof. Anyway, we're going to set this up, turn it loose on the, on the technically working bot, which you can follow. I will tell you how to do so in a minute. But first, you can send us email, feedback@technicallyworking.show. You can follow Mike on Mastodon. He is Payon, Payown, at dragonscave.space. You can follow me. I am Damashe, Damashe, at technically.social. In that bot, you should follow the bot, tw@technically.social. You can also use the hashtag technicallyworking to interact with us, apparently only on Mastodon, unfortunately, because people don't know how to federate stuff or they don't follow through with their plans to federate things when they say they're going to federate things, threads.
Maybe our Claude bot will force federation across the web.
Maybe. We'll see. Thanks to everybody who listens. We appreciate it. Shout out to all of our tip jar subscribers. We appreciate you. And we will be back next week. This has been episode number
149, almost to 150.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked by that. I was like, oh, last week was 140. And you said the number at the end of the episode last week. And I heard you, but I didn't hear you. If that makes sense. I just needed you to fill in the space of what the number was. I was like, yep. Didn't think about it anymore after that. And she was like, I told them to listen to 149. I was like, wait, this is 149? Wow. Yep, pretty close. Funny how those numbers run up when you just put a show out every week.
Man,